What's up guys, Roman from R&S Entertainment here with another episode of Comic History, the weekly series where we go over the iconic origins and storylines in the world of comics. In this video, we're going to be culminating our Teen Titans origins with the origin of the new Teen Titans, the legendary Marv Wolfman, George Perez series in the 80s that launched the Teen Titans to the top of the comics world, becoming DC's highest earning title over things like Detective Comics and Action Comics, and cementing the relevance and importance of the Titans within DC's history. The new Teen Titans is an amazing book, though of its time it was revolutionary to DC because it focused on character development and interaction, story, and plot over action, though there was plenty of that as well. This series introduced great characters like Raven, Starfire, Cyborg, and Deathstroke, took Dick Grayson from his role as Batman's sidekick to taking on the mantle of Nightwing for the first time in the Judas Contract storyline, which I touched upon in my Origin of Terra video, and was the main source of inspiration for the really great Cartoon Network animated series, though they did touch on multiple eras of Titans mythos. This video is going to cover the formation of the team in the first few issues of the series, and if you enjoy it or want to know more about the members of the new Teen Titans and their origins, make sure to go check out the Starfire, Raven, Robin, Beast Boy, and Cyborg episodes of Comic History. The story starts out with Tamaranian Princess Coriander escaping slavery and torture at the hands of the Gordanians, an alien race working as part of the Citadel, a multiple species empire that aggressively attacked her homeworld. For more information to the events in Starfire's origin leading up to this, go check out the Origin of Starfire episode of Comic History. Starfire uses her expert knowledge of space warfare and her piloting training to steal a small and fast ship from the Gordanians, evading their fire and slipping around a moon owned by the Citadel, but Trogar, the leader of the Gordanians, wants her captured badly enough to destroy his own allied planet to get to her. Knowing that Trogar wants her alive, she activates her ship's long-distance phasing and leaps across space. Meanwhile on Earth, Dick Grayson, aka Robin, is plagued with recurring nightmares about himself and several other young heroes, forming a new Teen Titans to fight off an otherworldly blob creature summoned by Starlab scientists, which played out in the new Teen Titans preview issue, a one-shot setting up the formation of the new team. Suddenly, one of the figures from his dreams, Raven, appears in the room telling him that those were not dreams, they were premonitions of things to come. She tells him that she's been projecting herself to him so that he could know and trust her when she finally asked him to reform the Teen Titans for reasons she refuses to say outright. She hands Robin the phone and tells him to recruit his friend Wally West, aka Kid Flash, who is temporarily retired from the superhero life to devote all of his time to college, to the still non-existent Titans team. Wally turns down the offer, but Raven says that she'll handle Kid Flash for now, and that Robin needs to go find Wonder Girl. After considering Raven's words, Robin later heads out to search for his old friend and original Teen Titans member Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl, and while leaving has a tense moment with Bruce, who he has had a strained relationship with following his dropping out of college. Robin thinks to himself that maybe this new Teen Titans could be a place for him to prove himself when removed from the oppressive tutelage of Batman, where he could grow as his own hero, and he looks up to see Raven's projected soul self leading him to Donna's location. For more information on Dick Grayson, the original Robin, the original teen sidekick slash young hero, and the leader of the Teen Titans, definitely make sure to go check out the Origin of Robin episode of Comic History, where we go over Robin's 1940 origin story and first appearance in the comics. Quick note about Donna Troy. As Wonder Girl, Donna is the original sidekick to Wonder Woman and has multiple different origins, from the original incarnation in the late 50s, early 60s as a younger version of Wonder Woman herself, who worked alongside the fully aged original Wonder Woman, to being retconned in 1961 to be her own character, which at times was referred to as Wonder Woman's younger sister, to then appearing in the original incarnation of the Teen Titans in the Brave and the Bold number 60 in 1965, which was her first appearance outside of the Wonder Woman title. She remained a part of the team throughout its original 60s run, which was briefly continued and then cancelled in the 70s, and in 1969 was given an official origin, which consists of her being an orphan who Wonder Woman rescued from an apartment fire, and then took to Themyscira to train and receive the powers of an Amazon. This is the origin used here and would be expanded upon later in the new Teen Titans and then retconned again completely after Crisis on Infinite Earths. Anyway, Robin approaches Donna as she's investigating the site of the apartment fire in her origin, and hearing someone sneaking up on her, she whirls around with a snarl, punching at Robin, who agilely leaps up onto a rafter. And before Robin can explain why he's there, a green dog comes up to Donna, leaping into her arms and then turning into former Titans West member Beast Boy, who at this point has decided to ditch the name for the moniker of Changeling, which he continues to use throughout the series. For more information on Beast Boy and why he chose to change his name, go check out the Origin of Beast Boy episode of Comic History. Donna drops Beast Boy and Robin begins to explain, but before he's able to, Kid Flash speeds in full costume, asking Robin if he's debriefed the others yet. Robin questions Kid Flash's sudden change of heart regarding the Titans, but he glosses over it, and on the name drop of the Teen Titans, the group quickly shares info. with everyone eventually agreeing to form this new Teen Titans together, heading out while Raven approaches yet another chosen member. Victor Stone, fully covered by a tracksuit, angrily shows his former coach his new improved ability to jump 25 feet clear off the ground, and says if that isn't good enough, he could do 30 or 40 or 100 feet. Venting that he had worked his ass off to be the best Olympic-grade athlete they had ever had, but the coach says that was before. Victor angrily reveals his half-cybernetic appearance, begging the coach to let him compete again, while knowing that there's no way that would work when he's as strong as an entire team by himself. Considering himself a freak, Cyborg wonders where he actually belongs when he's approached by Raven, who tells him that he belongs with others like him. He belongs with the Teen Titans. If you want to know more about Cyborg's origin, how he got his cybernetic body, and what social relevance the character has, check out my Origin of Cyborg video. The other members of the Titans arrive, asking Raven if this is the new member, and when Robin tries to introduce himself, Cyborg says, "Yeah buddy, I read the papers." Cyborg agrees to join the team if someone can shut Beast Boy up, and then they're interrupted by Raven, who using her powers can feel the psychic waves of their last teammate as she arrives on Earth, but that they must hurry to find her before she's slain by her pursuers. Raven directs the team to the United Nations Plaza in New York City, where a Gordanian warship has released an invasion force upon the city, wreaking random havoc in a desperate search for Starfire. And the new Teen Titans jump into action, fighting for the first time as a team, and eventually overcoming the Gordanians with a mixture of superpowers, strength, and training. Seeing Raven's astral form returning to her body at the top of a skyscraper, and when Robin questions where she was during the battle, Kid Flash immediately jumps to her defense. It wouldn't be discovered until a little later, but Raven actually manipulated Kid Flash with her powers and forced him to fall in love with her in order to get him to come out of retirement and join the Titans. That, along with feeding Robin visions and directing the other Titans into joining as well, brings Raven's motivations into question until later storylines. We also find out during this time that Raven's soul self can only be out of her body for 5 minutes. Any longer and she would be subjected to unspeakable horrors. We find Starfire in the apartment of Grant Wilson, son of the yet-to-be-introduced iconic Teen Titans villain Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, who would make his first appearance in comics immediately following the events of this origin. Grant Wilson is a cheating, abusive psychopath who is in the process of being dumped by his girlfriend Carol, and he brought Starfire in after seeing her fall from the sky and finding her injured. Carol says that she's still leaving and notes that Grant has changed lately, and that she doesn't like his dangerous new friends, which would later be revealed to be the Hive. Raven appears in the room and begins to heal Starfire with her powers, but the Gordanians suddenly burst into the apartment and attack everyone, brutally knocking out Raven, Grant, and Carol while walking up to take the still gravely injured Starfire. As the Gordanians escape with Starfire, the new Teen Titans show up, with Wally West freaking out over what they did to Raven, finding her missing and attacking the Gordanians. One of the aliens uses a device on the end of a chain, creating a wormhole intending to suck the Titans into the depths of space, with all of the Titans desperately trying to avoid the pull while the Gordanians fly away with their prize. Kid Flash and Changeling grab onto Cyborg, who holds on desperately with an extending robotic arm, and Donna Troy and Robin, who are in the next room, strain to haul their teammates back with Donna's lasso, fighting until the wormhole closes shut and knocks them all to the ground. With Raven saying that they had to go after the Gordanians and rescue their last member, Grant Wilson decides that now's a great time to be an asshole and grabs Robin, blaming the Titans for his apartment's destruction and demanding to know what will be done about it, with Robin telling him that he'll be compensated and warning him to remove his hand. Carol tells Grant that he's the only one to blame for bringing Starfire to the apartment, and a rage builds in Grant Wilson that we'll see in the next storyline. We see Starfire recaptured aboard the Gordanian warship dispatched to Earth, whose commander reports to Trogar, the Gordanian leader, about their status as they rocket towards space to reconnect with their fleet. Trogar rants and raves about how the previous commander of their ship lost Starfire in the first place, and threatens the new one that he could share the same fate in death if he doesn't hurry. Raven appears within the ship, and the other Titans bust their way in from the outside, having used one of Starlab's helicopters secured by Victor's father and Starlab scientist Silas Stone, who out of guilt for Cyborg's condition continues to support Victor even as Victor rejects him, outfitting his cybernetic arm with multiple different weapon attachments, including his iconic sonic cannon. Raven tells Cyborg that she needs his knowledge of computers, and when Robin asks her to wait a second, she disappears with Cyborg, with Wally again mindlessly defending Raven when Robin comments about how she always disappears right before a fight. The Teen Titans minus Raven and Cyborg fight their way to Starfire, with the battle highlighting their characters, from Wally West's strange devotion to Raven and sudden return from retirement, Beast Boy's need for quipping and humor even to aliens who can't speak English to keep himself sane from the ridiculous life he's found himself in, and Dick Grayson's interest in this new team to prove himself and step out of Batman's shadow. Raven asks Cyborg to disable the ship with his knowledge of science and technology passed on to him from his father's constant teaching and training, but Cyborg is unable to directly interface his technology to the ships. Meanwhile, the rest of the Titans rescue Starfire, with her still unable to speak English and shooting a starbolt at them out of fear before again passing out. Raven telepathically summons Changeling to aid her and Cyborg, and he shows up turning into a mouse to go inside the machine and physically accomplish their goal. Cyborg directs him, and when he's connected the right wires, they leap from the spacecraft, using their assorted powers to descend safely. Cyborg counts down from 5 and the Gordanian ship explodes, with Trogar witnessing with a bored reaction, saying that they'll need to inform the Gordanian fleet to send an entire war fleet to destroy the Earth in retribution. Raven says that it's good their final member was saved in time because her power will be needed for the danger to come. Raven assembled this team for much more than this mission, to combat a specific danger which she believes the Titans' combination of powers and abilities can face. This threat is still months down the line, and in that time, the new Teen Titans become both a team and a family, forming interpersonal relationships and developing as characters while battling new villains like Deathstroke and Ravager, which is a topic for the next video in this series. We'll be continuing on with comic history Teen Titans vs. Deathstroke, which covers the next part of this story and the first appearance of Deathstroke in the comics. The new Teen Titans is my personal favorite comic series, and other than symbiote-era Spider-Man comics, was one of the first comics I ever read as a kid. As soon as I learned about the Teen Titans, I read this series first, and it has shaped my idea of what makes a comic great. There's a reason why the new Teen Titans was the highest selling DC comic, and it's because it's a great series written by real creators with an actual vision and great concepts for a character-based team book that blended drama with action in a way that DC had never done before. The new Teen Titans set the standard for character writing in comics and literally cemented the idea of young superhero teams as a not only viable but necessary element to a comic world. On top of this, the new Teen Titans introduced major and hallmark characters to DC Comics, such as Deathstroke and Nightwing, and iconic Titans lore all around by creating the iconic version of the team and creating new characters in Raven, Starfire, and Cyborg. Eventually, I plan on covering the entire 80s run and other eras of Titans as well. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and check out the comic history playlist on the channel where you can find every single episode of comic history. Also, make sure to check out all of the Teen Titans origins we've done so far, including Robin, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Terra. If there's a storyline, character, or origin you'd like to see an episode of Comic History on, go check out our Patreon and donate at patreon.com/rnsentertainment. One of the donation rewards is to commission any story you want, both helping the channel grow and getting content specifically for you. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Roman_RNS, like and follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our gaming channel RNS Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.